Hey, what's going on YouTube? Mike back with another video. And today, another completely new product and even company for the channel. So we'll get right into that. Today we are going to be opening up a box. I ordered this on Christmas. It's actually a couple of years old, but I got an email. Somehow I was on Leaf's subscriber email thing. And they sent me an email that they had these boxes on sale for $50 off. And then on top of that, you got free shipping, and they were going to send 10 one-of-one proofs, which we'll get into in a second. This is Leaf Soccer from 2022. And you'll notice, so you're going to get 5 autos. In my experience, usually 1 to 2 of those are like pretty good players, and then there's some players that you've maybe never heard of. You also are going to get a memorabilia card per box. And what's cool about Leaf is the memorabilia is typically all game worn. You can see the picture. I mean, this would be insane to pull. Like, you got a logo patch of Kevin De Bruyne, Jude, Vinicius, Lewa, Rashford, Mane, Erling Haaland, Benzema. I mean, just really crazy. And then they do have Messi autos, Ronaldo autos in here. I think like even Pele, patches, Maradona. You can get some pretty insane stuff out of here. And it was cheap, like I said, as Leaf typically is. I only have 2 Leaf cards in my collection, one of which you have seen on the channel before. I picked this up at a card show here recently for relatively cheap because Leaf stuff generally is pretty cheap because it's unlicensed. But you can get some really cool stuff, and it's affordable. Like, this is cheaper than 90% of hobby boxes you're going to get from Panini or Topps or something like that, right? This card is crazy. 8 autos, all of the kids for Liverpool, some of which are still here, some of which are on loan, stuff like that. But really, really cool card. And then the first Gerrard auto, I now have a few in my collection, one of which I pulled on the channel. But my first Gerrard auto was this one out of Leaf, which is pretty cool. This is number 6 of 6. And that's the other cool thing with Leaf. Generally, everything's like really short print, low numbered. So you can get some cool stuff, like I said. So we'll see what we can get out of here. Hopefully we can get something cool. So with it, as I mentioned, you got 10 one-of-one proofs. I opened these up off camera for a reason. I expected these to be soccer. When I got it, it said Women of Sport one-of-one proofs. So I was kind of bummed out by that. Like, hey, I ordered a soccer box and you sent me Women of Sport. So I got all of these. These are all one-of-one proof cards. So they're really thin. They only have the front. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but I've literally never heard of any of these people. But I did get these as well. They all came top-loaded in like little envelopes. I was thinking, like, what if I got a one-of-one Caitlin Clark proof? This one even has like a gold vinyl look to it. Well, I don't know. I'll look into these people, see if maybe any of them have some sort of value, but it was a free add-on. Like I said, I didn't pay for those or anything like that. But let's go ahead and get into this. Let's hope we can pull something cool, or at the very least, maybe a cool Liverpool player or something like that. Like I said, I have never personally opened a Leaf box, so this is a first for me. Like as a personal, I own a couple of Leaf cards. I do like the Liverpool logo and the licensed stuff, but for the price and some of like Leaf actually, like for NFL, for example, like, there's a lot of the big quarterbacks, Caleb, Jaden Daniels. They don't sign for Panini, but Leaf has them. So it's kind of crazy sometimes. You can actually get some pretty cool stuff from Leaf. So let's see what we got here. Okay. So we'll set this back here, I guess. And then it looks like... Okay. They're just kind of floating in there. I'm going to get rid of that. What we'll do... I'll grab a cover card. Okay. So we'll do it like this. Set that over there. Okay. So we saw the first one anyways. It's Caden Clark. And look at this. 2 of 4. So Caden Clark auto. I'm not familiar with Caden Clark. But the interesting thing is, since this was 2022, maybe some of these are going to be like younger players that you wouldn't have heard of and now have done something. Or some of them just may not really be in professional football anymore. So we'll see. All right, next up. Do I know that person? Jay Stansfield. Okay. And that is 5 of 18. Unique designs. I mean, these look completely different from each other. So this must be like an insert set, and that looks more like a base. All right, Jaden Stansfield. Never heard of him either. All right, next up. Do I know that face? Rory Wilson. Okay. Rory Wilson, 6 of 6. Another one I haven't heard of. Like I said, this is normal for Leaf. Like, usually when you get towards the back of the pack is when you start to get some pretty cool stuff. There is Youssef Kabadai, 2 of 6 as well. The shirt looks maybe like Bayern or something like that. I'm not sure. But again, same thing. All right. These are the last 2 cards. So I'm expecting a decent auto, hopefully, and then the patch. This is usually about how it goes. Also, dual auto. Is that Malasia or Alanga? Dual auto of Anthony Alanga and James Garner. Okay. That's pretty cool. Players we'd have heard of, right? Especially when this came out. I think that was when Alanga was still at United. You can tell by the shirt. And then that looks like probably an England shirt. That's a pretty cool one. Anthony Alanga and James Garner. We'll plop that one on a stand. That is our best auto of the bunch for sure. And then last thing, and this is kind of usually the coolest part, we have our patch. I don't know which way it's going to go. Okay, it looks like maybe... Oh, no, this way. Okay. Let's see if maybe just from the patch we can tell what it is. Oh, well, that's Kylian Mbappe. 3 of 3. Kylian Mbappe and Pele. You see what I'm saying? Like, that is cool. So this is, it says, congratulations. On the front of this card are pieces of game-used memorabilia from Kylian Mbappe and Pele. Unique pairing on a card. You would think it'd be like Mbappe and Zidane, or like, you know, a Brazilian player like Vinicius Jr. and Pele or something. I don't know. But that's pretty sweet. We have a game-used Mbappe and Pele. I have to imagine that's a decent one to get. In terms of the overall kind of like quality of the players on the checklist. Let's go through this one more time. So we didn't get a 1 of 1 or anything like that. Those are pretty common in Leaf, but overall it was fun to open. We'll see if any of these players maybe surprise me with where they're at now. We got the Youssef Kabadai. We got Rory Wilson, Jay Stansfield. We got Caden Clark. We got the duel of Alanga and Garner. I believe Alanga is still at Nottingham Forest, doing pretty well, last I knew. And that's 3 of 4, so a dual auto. And then we got a dual memorabilia of Kylian Mbappe and Pele. That's a cool card. That's a really cool card. I don't have anything like that in my collection. And who doesn't like Pele and, you know, Mbappe? So that is a pretty cool one. Really, that's all I have for you guys on this one. Got some other cool stuff coming up. Some soccer sets. There actually is a new... sort of a new release coming out soon that I'll have. Got a couple of other things pre-ordered. So if you do like soccer card content or card content in general, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like. If you know who any of these players that I didn't know, these 4 in particular, if you know any of them, let me know a little bit about them in the comment section, because I unfortunately do not. And, you know, I keep up on things pretty decently well, so I was hoping to maybe know at least 2 or 3 of the cards, but in this case I only knew 2 of them. But that last one is a complete banger. So, like I said, please subscribe to the channel. If there's anything that you want to see in terms of boxes that are coming out or something like that, let me know. But otherwise, I'll have another video out for you guys very soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.